In this episode, we'll try to understand the Purusharthas and the Ashramas in today's context in a simple way for a meaningful life towards our ultimate goal. Purushartha is about the four purposes of life, and Ashrama is about the four stages of life. The four Purusharthas are Kama, Artha, Dharma, and Moksha. The first three help us in our worldly goals. Moksha is the spiritual goal. Kama refers to all kinds of worldly desires. To fulfill our desires, we need Artha. Artha is the acquisition of wealth and worldly objects for a comfortable life. This gives us a sense of security. Dharma cannot be described in one word. Dharma is righteousness, duties, morality, justice, law, etc. Dharma should regulate Kama and Artha for peace and harmony. Moksha is freedom from worldly bondage. This is the ultimate goal. Here our actions are not dictated by worldly Artha and Kama. It is a state of eternal bliss, detached from worldly joy and sorrow. It is free from expectations. Let us understand this with a simple example. I feel like having laddus. So I go to a shop and buy laddus for 80 rupees. I give the shopkeeper 100 rupees. The shopkeeper by mistake returns 30 rupees to me. In this example, my craving for laddus is Kama, desire. The money to buy the laddus is Artha, means to satisfy the desire. Returning the extra 10 rupees back to the shopkeeper is Dharma, righteousness. Overcoming my craving for laddus is Moksha, liberation. Let's go through some examples to understand what happens when Kama and Artha cross the barrier of Dharma. In the Ramayana, a learned person like Ravan kidnaps Ram's wife Sita despite knowing that it is an immoral act. Second example, Kuber, the lord of wealth, was Ravan's half-brother and was the ruler of Lanka. Jealous of Kuber's wealth, Ravan forcibly drove away Kuber from Lanka and became the ruler of Lanka. When two dharmas pull us in opposite direction, it is called Dharma Sankat. Example, in Mahabharata, Bhishma takes a vow that he will stand by the throne of Hastinapur and hence will follow the instructions of the king. When Draupadi is disrobed by Dushasan in front of everyone, King Dhritarashtra keeps quiet and does not ask Bhishma to intervene. This is Dharma Sankat for Bhishma, where he is divided between his personal dharma of honoring his vow and Kshatriya dharma of protecting the honor of a lady. Kama, Artha and Dharma have to be balanced depending on the stage of our life. So let us now understand the four ashramas. As per the ashrama system, the four stages of life are divided into Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyasa. Each stage prepares us for the next stage. If we understand each stage well, it gives a clear direction and purpose to our life. Brahmacharya. This stage lays the foundation for the next stage. This is the student life where learning is the main purpose, be it academics, sports or arts. Our parents take care of us, hence we don't have any other responsibilities other than focusing on self-development. Friendship at this stage is irrespective of economic background. The Puranas talk about the friendship of Krishna and Sudama during their school days despite the difference in their economic background. Our values and beliefs take shape in this stage. Parent, teacher and environment play a very important role. Let us understand the last 2 points through an example from Ramayana and Mahabharata. In the Mahabharata, King Dhritarashtra made his son Duryodhan believe from his childhood that he is the crown prince. Hence, he could not accept any rationale justifying his elder cousin Yudhishthir as the crown prince. To make matters worse, he was continuously brainwashed against his cousins by his uncle Shakuni. Whereas in Ramayana, Ram and his half-brothers grew in a positive environment. Till Kaikeyi was brainwashed against Ram by her maid Manthara. However, the love and trust levels amongst the brothers were so deep that Bharat refused to sit on the throne. Instead, he placed Ram's Paduka on the throne. The second stage, Grihastha, is about family life. The householder is called Grihastha. This is probably the most challenging stage, filled with responsibilities towards the spouse, children, aging parents, and in some cases, even siblings. Artha is very important for the Grihastha to take care of the needs of the family. Grihastha has to continuously balance between Kama, Artha, and Dharma. Hence, the Grihastha faces lot of Dharma Sankat. Example, Krishna's school-time friend Sudama was very poor and was struggling to meet the basic needs of his family. One day, his wife suggested, "Why don't you meet Krishna and ask for help?" Sudama was hesitant. He felt that he hasn't met Krishna after the school days, so it doesn't look right to meet him after such a long time and ask for help. Sudama felt that his family dharma is conflicting with his friendship dharma. With great hesitation, he agreed to visit his friend. However, he told his wife, "I will not ask anything from Krishna." He met Krishna, who welcomed him warmly and without his asking, provided him with what he wanted. However, in Mahabharata, the Panchal king Drupad insults his school-time friend Drona when the Grihastha Drona goes to Drupad asking for help. The last two stages of life are Vanaprastha and Sannyasa. In the Vedic era, Vanaprastha meant retiring to the forest and Sannyasa was living like an ascetic. This may not be feasible today. Hence, let us understand these two stages from today's perspective. Vanaprastha is the retired stage where the children are married and settled. You are leading a quiet life with your spouse. Sannyasa is the renunciation stage where even the spouse may be no more. What does renunciation mean? As we grow, our goals change and also our interests. For example, a small child likes toys, but after some time loses interest in toys. Similarly, the kind of movies one likes as a teenager may not be the same at a later stage. So renunciation is a natural progression of life. It is not about staying aloof or leading a boring life. It is about giving up mundane things for something more meaningful. This is explained by Dr. Wayne Dyer in his book The Shift, where he talks about the shift from ambition to meaning. He makes a beautiful statement: whatever seems true in the morning of our life may not seem so in the evening of our life. So, if the first two stages are about ambition, the last two stages are about meaning. In the last two stages, worldly responsibilities reduce drastically. The main challenge is using our free time meaningfully. Initially, The time is used to catch up on things we missed out as a grihastha. So we focus on taking care of our health through exercise and walks, catching up with old friends, reading, traveling, etc. But after some time, a feeling of emptiness creeps in. This is where these two stages become meaningful by giving us an opportunity to support others who are still going through the struggles of life. This is depicted beautifully in the 2020 Marathi movie Pravas. In the first two stages, we are focused on self and family. The last two stages are the real golden phase of our life, which gives us a chance to focus on others and reach closer to the ultimate goal of moksha. Our life account is like a bank account. When we consume, we are withdrawing from our account. When we contribute, we are depositing in our account. In the first two stages, our consumption is more than contribution since we receive a lot from the society. The last two stages give us the opportunity to increase our contribution by giving back to the society. So, if we have and we can, then we must. In our golden phase, if we still act like a grihastha or continue with the grihastha mindset focused on Kama and Artha, we lose a golden opportunity to redeem ourselves. So, reflect on two questions. A. Which ashrama am I currently in? And B. Are my actions in line with the ashrama I am in?